Good morning, friends. I have a week and a half before my next market. My next market is the biggest one I've ever done. So we're in the middle of doing all sorts of market prep for it, and I'm excited to have you follow along. Welcome if you're new, welcome back if you've been here before. I'm Claire. I run a small crochet business called the Hip Stitch Studio here in mid-Michigan. And it's been a while since I posted, and most of that, for anybody who watched my previous videos, is because I had abdominal surgery. My kidney decided to try and kill me, and $60,000 later, now I have a semi-functioning kidney and I'm okay. That being said, I am 13 days post-op and I had to take 4 to 4.5 weeks off of work. And recovery was really rough for the first few days of that, but I'm okay now. I am on a lift restriction, but other than that, I am just taking the time off from work to get some market prep done. So I'm adding a new pattern for my next shows, and this pattern I think came out in 2024, so last year, and that is Brie, the little ballerina mouse, and this is from Oak and Marlowe. This one is actually true to her pattern because this one has a removable skirt. I amended the pattern because I didn't like the removable skirt, and I actually just stitched mine right on. So I just did a loop of back loop only crochet so that I had a bunch of front loops to make the skirt. But this is the ballerina mouse. I bought her mod pack, so I'm also going to make some bunnies and maybe some cats. Apologies if you can hear traffic going by. I'm on my front porch because it's the only spot that's shaded, and it's pretty hot for Michigan right now. Now, that all being said, the show that I'm doing up next is at Blake's Hard Cider Mill in Armada, Michigan, and I'm doing the first weekend of it, but it is Lavender Fest. Now, I love Lavender Fest. I go every year as a guest, and this year I got in as a vendor. So one of the things that I noticed that crocheters did not have last year was crocheted lavender. So I am working my way through trying to have a bunch of that available for people. And so far it's going okay. So I already went through a full skein of a lavender purple, but then I got this lighter color from Loops and Threads. This is the Impeccable Acrylic in the color Orchid Bloom. And that is what I am working on using now. I'm trying to use up that full skein, and then I'll probably go buy another skein or two from Hobby Lobby of their I Love This yarn, their acrylic, and I'll work through some of that. But for now, my goal is to get 60 of them done, and I think I'm about halfway there. Another pattern that I'm adding that I haven't had at my previous shows is the Trunk the Turtle pattern, which is that was a group project, I think. I think there's multiple artists to be credited, but it's this pattern right here. And I am hoping to have like 10 of them done, but right now I am in crunch time trying to prep for this market. But I did want to, check in, say hi, and let everybody know that I am indeed okay after my surgery, because I realized it's been about 3 weeks and I never gave anybody an update. So yeah, I am gonna do some more crocheting and I will try and film some of it, and feel free to follow along. If you have any questions about my surgery, by the way, I'm an open book. I'd love to talk about it. But for now, my laparoscopic surgery put 6 holes in my abdomen, hence the lift restriction. And they're just little. So I have 6 of these, well, 5 of these and then 1 of this. And they're healing up great. I have had no complications, and there were no complications during surgery. But if you have any questions about what happened, let me know. I'm happy to answer in the comments.
Welcome back. Happy 4th of July. It is about 8 o'clock on the 4th of July, and I'm checking in because I want to show you some of the stuff that I made. Now, one of the rules that I made for myself during market prep for this upcoming show is that this bin was going to be my surgery market prep bin. Now, nothing gets to go in that bin until it is 100% completed. So what that means is, number 1, it's fully closed, stuffed, eyes are in. Number 2, All embroidery is done if it needed embroidery. All the sewing is done on it, nothing partial. In the case of something that is acrylic, it needs to have all of its fuzzies burned off. And yeah, 0 partials. So here's everything that's going in that bin as of today. Keeping in mind today is a Friday and my show is next Friday. And I have a lot more inventory downstairs from my previous shows, but this is just what I've prepped this week. Side note too, can we appreciate how pretty my hair dried today? Because there's so many curls in it, and this is all air dry, no product, so I'm pretty happy with it. Okay, so number 1, I promised myself I was not making any more leggy frogs because I don't like leggy frogs and they don't sell particularly well for me, at least not at my previous shows, but I did feel like because they work up so quick that I should have a few extra done for this show because I don't feel like I have as much inventory done for this show as I wanted. So let's, batch out some stuff really quick. So I got this one done and it looks a little bit more blue on screen, but this is actually like a blue-green. Now I don't embroider mouths on mine, so that is done. I also have one in one of the Bernat blanket dot colors, and I'm planning on making a couple more of these ones. I have one of them done that is like a multicolor green and blue and purple. And did I get any more leggy frogs done? Yeah, I did. Okay, so here's one more, and this one is usually something I use for turtles, but I thought that the colors were really cute. So that is 4 leggy frogs done. I also just freehanded a little mini turtle, and I personally don't really like him very much, but he's going in the bin anyway because at this point I need everything I can get. He is all sewn together, eyes are in, and he is stuffed, so good to go. I also dug into my bin of partially finished things so that I could decide like what else I need to just like finish, because I have a lot of stuff that's like 50, 80, 90% complete, but it's not all the way complete. So I looked and I had a bunch of bees that the bodies were stuffed, but there were no wings on them. So I've got a little yellow bee, and I'm hoping the camera picks this up, but I used like a sparkly white yarn for the wings. So I have 2 of those. And those are going in the bin. I have another set of wings, I just haven't sewn it on yet. I also decided that since this show is Lavender Festival, I needed to do some things that were lavender themed. So I have 5 purple scrunchies, 3 very light purple, and then 2 that are more of a medium purple. And I also made 2 white scrunchies and a blue scrunchie. So these will go in my set with all of the rest of my scrunchies, but these ones are 100% complete as of this week. So this is 8 more. I think I have like 30 or 40 of them, so going in the bin. I also, while I was using the sparkly white yarn, made a sea turtle. So this one also, taking on that lavender theme, I've got some purple in there. I absolutely adore this thing, and I actually almost don't want to sell it because I love it so much, but it's going in the bin. Not lavender themed, but I did crank out another turtle, and I had just a little bit of this brown yarn left. So here is another sea turtle, and this one has the dot Bernat and then the light brown that I needed to use up. And then the main thing that I have been working on but take me forever are actual crocheted lavender. Now, these have to be made in several pieces, so I paint the actual stick underneath green so that if any yarn shows it through, you can't see the wood. The purple and the green are done separately and then hot glued and twisted around. And then, because acrylic yarn is really fuzzy, every little fuzzy gets burnt off. So that makes them just look really like clean and nice instead of having just like fuzzies all around them, which I think makes them look really messy. So for example, this one is partially done, and I don't know how well the camera will pick it up, but this one just has fuzzies all over it, and I think that it just looks really incomplete, versus this one, there are no fuzzies, everything looks really clean. So I have two different colors of these that I made. Again, a light and a medium purple. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 15 of them done this week. And then I think I have 13 of them left over from my last show. And I have several more that are in this stage where they don't have any of the green yarn added to them yet. So yeah, all of this is going in the bin. Now, I also think it is important to note that, like I said, everything in that bin is 100% complete. I have a ton more stuff that I am working on getting my way through that is like 50, 80, 90% done that will be going in that bin, so it will be getting fuller. But I wanted to show you where I'm at. I do have a bunch of the Brie ballerina mice that I showed earlier in the video, and all of these still need their facial embroidery done, which is why they're not in the bin yet, but they will be in the bin probably tomorrow. So for now, that's everything that I have going in my clear bin. It's done, it's ready to go on the table. However, I've got a lot more stuff going in over the course of this next week. My goal is to have that bin 100% full plus some. That being said, happy 4th of July. I am gonna leave this vlog right here and say, hey, thanks for sticking with me. I know it's been a crazy couple of months with my diagnosis and my surgery, and having to cancel shows and rearrange shows, and then having this show kind of come up out of the blue. It really kind of feels like it snuck up on me because recovery from surgery sucked for the first week and I didn't get anything done. But I'm back, and I just want to thank you guys all for sticking with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.